Hello students, welcome to the class. I am Yogita. Our subject is nutrition for nurses, and today we are going to discuss about micro minerals. Some of the micro minerals what we are going to discuss in that first is copper. Now our body contain like nearly 100 to 150 mg of copper, but the daily requirement of copper is 2 to 3 mg per day. Now this copper which is widely spread in our body, all the body tissues like liver, brain, heart and kidney. So now what's the important source of copper? Copper we mainly get from animal based food like liver, meat, fish, seafood and definitely with some vegetables, whole grains and legumes. Fine. The important function of copper. Copper is essential for the absorption of iron. Copper is also required to synthesize and activate some of the enzymes. Copper is also important to maintain the function and capacity of some connective tissues, blood vessels, as well as it also help you to give coloring substance like a melanin. You maybe know that melanin is a coloring a substance which give a pigmentation, skin pigmentation. Then definitely you may understood now if there is no copper, no color, no skin pigmentation, so that will be a deficiency what you can see in the people. Now a deficiency disorder, as how I said, when there is no copper consumption, a deficiency occur, then that leads symptoms like some people may develop kind of white hair, yeah, a little golden, yeah, brown color of hair because of lack of skin pigmentation. Now also we can see a condition like when they are having a deficiency, a defect in copper consumption in their diet that interferes with iron absorption. We learned function of copper which is important for the iron absorption. When this now here iron absorption may not take place and that leads to iron deficiency anemia or microcytic anemia. See, element is copper but here individual is having anemia. Because of that now individual may have a low HB. See, their eyes will be here very pale, skin will be very dull, pale in color, and here nails will be very pale and these nails will be very soft. Also their skin and hair color will be very light. See, this can be noticed. This is a problem. It is also known as nutritional deficiency anemia or microcytic anemia or iron deficiency anemia. Now next is overconsumption. What happen in case if you eat more? If you eat more, in that case we can see a toxicity like diarrhea, dizziness, headache and nausea, vomiting and weakness. We can also notice one condition called Wilson disease. Wilson disease. Now here in Wilson disease, it's one of the hereditary disorder. It's one of the hereditary disorder. It is characterized by low blood pressure and excessive deposition of copper. It's mainly because of inappropriate copper metabolism. Here they are finding difficulties with their liver, brain, kidney, cornea. The symptoms which also involve like having a cirrhosis of liver and neurological disorder, renal damage, and also they may find marginal difficulty, failures, fissures in their cornea. See now, Wilson disease is one of the hereditary disorder of copper metabolism. It's one of the rare case, but still we can find because of copper excessive consumption. Now one more condition is Menkes disease. Now Menkes disease is also known as kinky hair syndrome. This Menkes disease now also known as kinky syndrome. MENKE. Yes, Menkes syndrome. Kinky, KINKY hair syndrome. Now here absorption of copper may not occur properly. Now because of that here they are having a problem, the decreased level of copper plasma in the urine, anemia, and because of they are having depigmentation of their hair and skin color. I told no, depigmentation means skin color they are not getting. Because of that there will be changes in their color of their hair will be very tiny, very thin, and that will be white here turned kind of golden white color hair. So these all things happen when there will be a problem with the micro mineral called copper. And now we are going to learn about fluorine. Now fluorine, it's present in a teeth and bone, same like a calcium. It's one of the important micro minerals. It mainly present in the drinking water. Where we are drinking, that water is already contains some amount of fluorine. Also we can find that in a fish, seafoods. As how I said, these animal based foods are which help us to get this fluorine. Now the daily requirement is 2 to 3 mg per day. Now what's the important function? As how I said, it's same like calcium. It is important to form the teeth. It helps you to form the teeth enamel. It helps in development of your strong bone, growth of your strong bone. We want this fluorine. Now deficiency disorder of fluorine. Now a deficiency that is mainly leads to dental caries. Students, you might have seen some of the advertisements. Some paste say that this is a new paste which with fluorides, so that you will have a good teeth enamel. See, that's because this fluorine is essential for the growth of teeth and formation of these enamels, so that we can supply with the help of this toothpaste. Okay, but if there is a deficiency, then we are developing this dental caries. Now what happen in case if you are eating more consumption, overconsumption or toxicity? It happens when you live in an area where is near to the coastal, you are drinking a water which is excessively with the fluorides. Now we can say two condition is dental fluorosis and skeleton fluorosis. In dental fluorosis, here in the teeth we can see yellow kind of white dark patches in their teeth. It's because excessive amount of fluoride they used in the water what they be drinking, maybe in their diet. So that leads to excessive of these patches. Then that is called dental fluorosis. Now same skeletal fluorosis can be noticed where hypercalcification, increased density of bone of limbs, pelvis and spine are seen. Even ligaments of the spine and collagens of bones get calcified. Now this condition is called skeletal fluorosis. Now this is mainly about your fluorine minerals. It's a micro mineral. When there is a deficiency, that leads to dental caries, and excess that leads to dental fluorosis and skeletal fluorosis. So the next micro mineral is magnesium. Okay, now magnesium, total body magnesium is 15 mg. The daily requirement is 5 to 6 mg per day. The rich source of magnesium is cereals, nuts, some green leafy vegetables and fruits. But very important, it also present in tea. So if you are drinking tea, is well and good that you are going to get magnesium. Now, the important function of magnesium is magnesium helps in this active formation as well as reactions, polymers of RNA. Magnesium is also helps in reproduction system. Magnesium also play a vital role in nervous system. Magnesium also important to form the muscle coordination. Magnesium is also important as a developmental of your bone and skeletal development, so that you will have a strong bone. And magnesium also helps in blood coating as well as a normal functioning of your nervous system. Even for the hemoglobin synthesis, we want magnesium. Some amount of magnesium is essential. Now, what happen in case if you don't take a sufficient magnesium in your diet? Definitely, when you don't take it, retard your growth and development, because it is required for the formation and growth of your bone. So growth retardation can occur, and there is some neurological changes can noticed in the individual. Also some abnormalities in your reproductive system, because even for the reproductive system this mineral was important. When there is a deficiency, even we can see the impact in reproductive system also. But in newborn we can see ataxia. Ataxia can be seen in newborn. Then in case if you are having a overconsumption or toxicity, now here if you are taking more, that may leads your some negative effect on your central nervous system, so that it may affect your brain functions. It may be deviate your normal CNS function. So this is what we can study about magnesium. So the next micro mineral was selenium. The selenium, SELENIUM. Now selenium is one of the micro mineral which is very essential, which works with the vitamin V. so that it will be a very good antioxidant. So being an antioxidant property is one of the important function of selenium. The daily requirement of selenium is 50 to 100 microgram per day. The rich food source is almost available in both plant and animal source, but still we'll get it in a good quantity with the seafoods, kidney beans, liver, also some of the vegetables which may grow in that soil which has got a good selenium in that particular soil. Now, the deficiency of selenium. Now, when you take insufficient selenium in your diet, that may lead to muscle dystrophy, pancreatic fibrosis or reproductive disorder. But one of the common endemic what we noticed in China is Keshan's disease. Keshan, Keshan disease. Now, this is the endemic cardiomyopathy. Cardiomyopathy means enlargement of the cardiac muscle. So, that condition was endemic in China. That's mainly because of deficiency of selenium. Now, overconsumption or toxicity, that condition is known as selenosis. When you take excessive amount of selenium in your diet, that leads to selenosis. Now, selenosis include the symptoms like weight loss, emotional disturbance, diarrhea, and some kind of garlic, a bad odor in your breath. So, this is about selenium. The next micro mineral was molybdenum. molybdenum, molybdenum. Now, here our body contains 9 mg of molybdenum. Now, the daily requirement of molybdenum was 45 microgram per day. The food sources from where we are getting molybdenum is, it's widely distributed most of the food, but it is rich in cereals, legumes, green leafy vegetables and meat. Now, the very important function of molybdenum is it helps in synthesis of red blood cells. Now, the deficiency, again the deficiency is very rare, but still we can find in case of deficiency like neurological impairment, mental retardation and mouth and esophageal cancer. Now, if you take more overconsumption toxicity was, that is called as molybdenosis. Molybdenosis. Now, here this is a condition, it is manifested with growth retardation, bone deformities, anemia, diarrhea and gout. So, this happens when you are having excessive consumption of molybdenum. The next micro minerals what we are going to learn is cobalt. Now, cobalt, a body contains 1.1 mg of cobalt. The very important function of cobalt, it stimulates the synthesis of erythropoietin and that promotes the erythropoiesis. That's why the deficiency disorder of this cobalt is pernicious anemia. The deficiency disorder of cobalt is pernicious anemia. In case if you take overconsumption toxicity, that is called polycythemia. Polycythemia means where increased RBS in blood. So, when you take excessive cobalt, that leads to polycythemia. The next micro mineral was chromium. Now, we are going to learn about chromium. The body contains around 6 mg of chromium, where the daily requirement of chromium is 70 microgram per day. The rich sources of chromium is grain, cereals, cheese, meat and like almost all the food item definitely we can find a bit of chromium. But the very important function of chromium is which helps in binding facilitate of this insulin, so that in case if you find a deficiency, it helps that difficulty with the carbohydrate, protein and lipid metabolism. It may fail to like we are not able to get the sufficient energy what is required to the body. Now, also it increase the blood glucose level and impaired glucose tolerance. GTT, there also it brings the certain changes when there is a deficiency of chromium. Now, in case if you take overconsumption of chromium is exactly unknown. Till now that exactly we don't know, but still they may say that you may find difficulty with your skin, kidney and liver changes and damages can occur. But exactly till now we don't know, idiopathic या unknown. So, this is about chromium. So, all together today we learned about some of the micro minerals. I request you please go through and keep reading some of the nutritional books. Definitely you may get more information, and along with this video which may help you to learn some of the important aspect, so that definitely you can write for the exams. I hope you understood. Please keep watching and keep reading, so that I'll meet you in the next class with a new concept. Thank you all.